Welcome back to the Evil Ewok podcast, everybody. We're back on that regular schedule. We've got Alex and Kat. And how are you guys doing tonight?
Fabulous.
It's the Zach show plus the other ones.
Yeah, I think we should read. That's got a nice ring to it.
But I see chat popping off. What up? What up, Captain Wrecked, Alice, Charlie? Welcome, guys. We are back again with another Star Wars podcast. Well, related. We're probably going to go off on tangents at some point, but
we covered lots of ground last week. Star Wars, Game of Thrones, Lord of the Rings. So who
Harry
knows what
Potter.
Yeah.
What up, A21? What up? What up? I just love the side combos that are going on. You guys came in early. I started this at like 6:20-ish, and you guys were popping in chatting. I love it. What up, Stanleys? Welcome.
Stanleys.
Everyone thought it was you chatting with them, but it was just me. So I was catfishing you, Zach, in case you.
God damn it, Alex.
It's all my fault.
Yeah. It's all Alex's fault.
It's always
jealous.
Just blame me. Blame me, and then when we actually have to, make a sacrifice, we just sacrifice Cat.
Oh yeah.
Circle of life.
So how about that release date?
Yeah, I kind of killed the joke, but that was gonna happen regardless. I can no longer tell Kat not to worry about it because it's public information.
True.
I honestly literally was like, I always thought it was August 20 something, like 23rd or 24th. I thought they already had a release date. So when it was released,
when Andor was supposed to be, right? It's usually at the end of the month.
In August are never like the beginning of August for anything.
Right.
Ever. I don't know if you've noticed that. I don't know if it's because like a back to school thing or whatever. Yeah. I don't know. People are back from vacation, so they put it up. I don't know, but yeah, August 23rd. Interesting. I kind of assumed that was it. Everyone was like freaking out about it. I'm like, I thought that was already public knowledge.
Freaking out because that's later than I thought we weren't getting this entire show till like freaking November, y'all. So the fact that it's coming August, I don't care whether it's beginning, middle, or end. It's still earlier than I freaking anticipated.
Yeah, the trailer said August, right? The first one. Yeah,
August 23rd.
Yeah, so when we heard that, I was like, that was cool. No,
it just say like fall or something.
It was just it said August, and then after that, it said it specified was Jane August. But this entire time, I thought it said the 24th.
When did Andor when did that start?
September, because it was supposed to be.
You're kidding me! It feels like that was yesterday.
Right? Yeah, that's.
Oh my god!
Your release date. What day exactly? September 21st. Wow.
Oh, dude.
It's already been it's almost been almost
a year.
Jeez.
Yeah, well, I just renewed my lease. Yeah, so it has been a year.
That's the measurement of how long it's been.
Yeah. My God.
Well, this year, it's already freaking June, folks. Like, it's disgusting. It's disgusting. I'm seeing all those like Instagram templates that are like, it's been 6 months into the year so far, post a photo from each month, and I'm like, how is it already been? It's disgusting, and I feel like the latter half of the year always flies by even faster. So
we have a lot going on too, Kat, so I'm sure that helps.
Yes. It's a busy year.
What, are you getting married or something?
Yeah, just a little life change,
Just a little thing, something that everyone does. It's not a big deal. Talking about it, no one cares. Okay. What is up, Jerry? What up?
Jerry. I always say this, but I love your little icon. That's like one of the best shots in the Clone Wars, I think.
Yeah, and it came after the Clone Wars was technically done too, so.
That's
true.
August 23rd, yeah. Yeah, what do you guys all think about that? So obviously we knew that it was coming in August. I don't know if you guys just assumed it was going to be late August. I did, so I was kind of prepped for it. But everyone's going to be super excited when they saw that. They're like, "Oh, I thought it was going to come early August." It's like, has there ever been any show ever released early August? I don't think so. Right?
And Star Wars never. I think Mando was maybe like one of the first releases. I just feel like Star Wars releases are always at the end of the month. like Star Wars movies are always tail end of December. Like freaking Mando, I feel like maybe this last season of Mando actually was one of the first instances where it premiered. I guess Mando and Bad Batch also premiered. So I'm just talking out my butt right now. Nothing I'm saying actually adds up, but I always just equate everything.
Star Wars with fall.
Yeah, or
I
like
completely forgot about Mando season 3. In my head, I'm like, okay, so it's been almost a year since the last live action
When's
show.
Mando coming out?
I sure can't wait for season 3 of The Mandalorian.
Yeah, and then I started thinking about Kenobi again.
Oh, don't do that.
Yeah.
How do we always tiptoe into this?
Yeah.
Well,
don't
I mean,
wanna-
did you see that the actress who plays Leia was saying that Ewan is practically begging to do another season, since we're on the topic of Kenobi?
Well, Deborah Chow, she shut that down. I think somebody asked her directly recently, yeah, and she did confirm like it is not. I don't think
And,
she said it's not happening, but she said it's like not on the horizon right now.
There's like a lot of weird drama around it. It's like Kathleen saying one thing about how we don't know, and then another person saying, "Oh, for sure not," and then all of a sudden Kathleen saying, "Oh yeah, for sure not," and then everyone else is saying, "Well, there's still a possibility on the horizon." Everyone wants to see everyone's favorite Jedi come back or whatever, right? And it's just like, what is true at this point? I don't even know. I mean, I don't really want to see a season 2, but just the drama around it's kind of funny.
I think I'd only want it because Ewan is extremely like him and Hayden. Like you could just tell now there is hope that we'll be seeing Hayden again potentially in the Ahsoka series, but Ewan obviously can't say the same. And it's like, when would Kenobi ever appear again? You know, live action necessarily, like, you know, and just seeing them being super into it and overjoyed at Celebration, like Ewan looked like in his element. So that's the only reason, not the only reason, but I would love. It's a shame if you have an actor who actually is like, please, I want to come back and do this, and then to, you know, not be able to squeeze that in. Like, obviously we got Kenobi season 1, but it is a shame if he's like jonesing to do it again and there's no opportunity.
Yeah. Go ahead, Zach.
No, I was literally just gonna say yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean it is interesting though, because I assumed maybe Ewan didn't see everything finished, and then when he saw everything finished, he probably wouldn't have liked it as much. But the fact that he loved it, I was kind of like, but Ewan, have you seen episode 3? That was so much better. Everything looks so much cooler there. Like, couldn't there have been like a lot like more money thrown at it? And don't you agree with that? I mean, I know you got a good payday, but it's like I just feel like, I mean, he almost is just kind of like, let's just do it again. It looked okay. I'm good.
Whenever I think about Ewan talking, I just think of when you asked him if he'd seen Bucketheads. It's like, Ewan, did you watch the final product? Oh no.
You're like which one? He's like, which one? And I'm like, Bucketheads.
Your
Like,
series?
oh no.
Oh no.
Oh, Andor. Yeah. Great. Yeah. And he's like, no, not that one. It's like, oh yeah, I did a show. Like, he's forgetting about his own show the same way we're forgetting about Mando. So like we're itself, you know, because people keep making the same mistakes. Anyway, all right. So there is an actors on actors, and honestly, you were just talking about Hayden, so it assumes that because he's so prevalent, he's probably in Ahsoka, right? I mean, can you guys think he might be there?
Yeah, he's on quite the press tour.
Gotta be, right?
I effing hope. How could you not? I think it's a blown opportunity. That's not even fan service. And I think you need it for the general audience that didn't watch the Clone Wars to get that backstory. Like, you need to make the connection for those folks. Like, this is how important Ahsoka is to the lore, because this is who her effing master was. Like, it's almost like a necessity to bridge live action and the animation that not everybody's going to be watching leading up to the show.
Yeah, and I think even if you take that part out of it, you just look at the story of Ahsoka, there is still lacking closure regarding Anakin / Darth Vader. And you even saw that when she popped up in I think it was it Mandalorian or Boba Fett? I don't remember, but she said, I think it was Boba Fett, where she's like, it was Mandalorian, where she's like, I've seen what it does to the best of us or whatever, like attachment. And she seemed like very upset when she said that line. So obviously she hasn't had closure yet. And I think we need to see that. because I've been like heartbroken since 2016 when we saw them interact for the last time in Rebels.
Is there like are there like a couple throwaway lines in like the when she's hanging out with Luke? Are there like throwaway lines about her being the apprentice or anything? I'm trying to remember. Is it with Grogu where she says something?
She says like, "You're so much like your father" or something to Luke. I'm
What
pretty
did she
sure
say to
that's it.
Grogu and Mando and Din? Did she say anything about?
It's not my
No,
friend of the
it's like
friend of the family.
friend of the family, and then she just says, "I've seen what whatever can do the worst of fear can do to a Jedi Knight," or something like that, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of like a throwaway line. It's we all know what she's talking about, but they don't, right? And she like speaks in tongues and riddles, and there's never like a direct correlation to hey, I was, or even a need for her to express that. So I think 100% we need something to tie it all together for the people who aren't massive Star Wars fans, because otherwise we're going to be like, why are we seeing this? She was the apprentice. Oh, I didn't catch that. Right? It's like I don't want it to be like a, oh wow, that's cool, I guess. Moment, right? I already know.
No.
Oh
no.
Savannah Stein is playing Clone Wars Ahsoka in flashback in Ahsoka show. Oh,
Is
that's
that
right.
confirmed? Like 1,000%?
I think so. Hold on, let me look this up.
I'm tempted. I'm scared to go on IMDb because there can be spoilers on there.
Savannah Stein.
She played Lena Valarian. Am I wrong? Call me out. I could very well be wrong.
Possibly. Yes, she did.
Okay, thank God.
Wow, you knew more about it than I did.
Well, I've seen that like as a not necessarily like rumored if it is true. I've seen that bouncing around on
I don't think she'll
Twitter.
be credited just yet, but I just see a bunch of articles talking about it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone's talking about it. So if there's a flashback of Young, we'll probably get Hayden then. And Rex, yeah. Is that confirmed too? I'm seeing, dude, on top of all the crazy news and all the random drama, because articles have nothing better to do than to just stir up Kenobi drama. What's true and what isn't at this point? I don't even know. If Rex is actually coming back with Tamora after what Tamora kind of said about
right,
Boba Fett, right? That'd be so funny. I would love that.
I mean, by the time he would have made those comments / filmed, he probably could have been wrapped.
Tim is confirmed.
By the time.
That's true. He would pretty much be done.
So he got his bag, and then he was like, "I can speak the truth."
Josh from Den of Nerds wanted them to be together, Ahsoka and Luke. Oh yeah, the Luke Stoka thing.
Oh
yeah.
No.
Yeah, that's worse than Reylo in my opinion. I don't like it.
Yeah. They're like they should be like siblings. They're kind of like siblings in a way.
Yeah, like cousins.
Or she's like his aunt.
Weren't there also people in this fandom though shipping Anakin and Ahsoka too? I swear there are actually people who
we don't talk about them.
Luke Ahsoka is a thing for sure. I think I've seen that on Theory stream before. It definitely is a thing. What's going on here? I don't know.
We never know. We never know.
That's why I'm here. Basically his aunt.
There's been a rebellion, sir.
I wanted to highlight this comment. We appreciate that, Orandagello. We honestly we'd be doing this anyway. We just like we just enjoy each other's company and like talking Star Wars. So
our consistency is actually terrible. We just started coming back. Like I was gone for like a month. I almost said 3 months. It felt like 3 months. And then I feel like you guys were still going strong like every week, right? While I was gone.
Mostly.
Pretty much.
Yes.
Yeah. So really it's just me. I'm just the one that's not consistent.
Yeah, well, then I dipped for a month, so Zach's that's why it should be called Zach and the other two, because Zach is the only one who's like shown up every single time.
Yeah, Zach's the manager here. We just show up. Did you see apparently that Aden is coming back as Han and they recasted Leia for Filoni's film? Giant freaking robot broke it on Twitter in the last 24 hours. Okay, I'll just start scrolling through Twitter then, because that seems to be where all the news is. I think Hera looks gorgeous, but I guess it's not Star Wars without Whiner Squadron bitching and moaning about something. What do you guys think about Hera?
What does chat think about good?
Yeah, I need to see video I mean,
Yeah.
still pictures. Once I see them like actually moving around, I need to see them in context. But I don't think there's nothing about that I'm like, like.
Do you feel a little sense of nepotism kind of
Oh.
growing up on the screen, or do you think that she's perfect for the role, or what are your thoughts? Because I just figured I'd bring it up and see what everyone thinks.
She's a good actress, though.
Yeah, I know you like her. I know you
I'm
like her.
in the same boat. She's been my biggest girl crush since
Yeah,
Scott Pilgrim
she's a
versus
good
the
actress.
World.
What was she
Sky
in again?
High, baby.
Yeah, Sky High. Aside from
Sky
Sky High,
High.
aside from our childhood franchises, what else has she been in? Because I can't really remember.
10 Cloverfield Lane.
Ooh, yes.
Is that the one with John Goodman?
Yeah.
Are they related? Is that related to Cloverfield? I don't even know.
Yeah, it is.
It's in the same universe? That's so
Yeah.
weird. What up, X-Wing?
Swing.
Looks good to me. Hair looks solid. Okay, so everyone here pretty much agrees.
I just need to see it in context.
Mary Elizabeth Winstead. Yeah, I need to see her like interact with things.
Right.
I will say, like, I don't know. At least for me, I mean, I think everyone was complaining about the Leku, but I'm just like, or wait, is it Leku or Tandrils or whatever the fuck it's called?
I don't
Whatever the
know.
fuck it's called. I was like, that's the part that I felt like looked fine. I was just like kind of
Yeah.
concerned with like the rest of it kind of seeming. Oh, okay, here's another comparison. You can't seriously look at these two photos of Hera and tell me that one on the right looks good or even passable. It sucks. It really sucks to see as a massive Rebels fan. They ain't watching the show anyway, but they could at least make the characters look like themselves. And she chooses like a really bad blurry photo too.
Yeah, like it's not the most flattering lighting or angle.
This ethnically she looks like a different type of actress, right? And then here, obviously, Mary Elizabeth Winstead is white. She looks ethnically different. I don't know what the right look is in live action, at least. So I guess we'll just have to see.
Imagine being upset, like that upset about a freaking alien. Like she looks fine. Like in the pictures, she looks fine.
I will say, what's her name? The chick from Boba, that was like the head of
Oh
like,
yes, frick! I know exactly what you're talking
or whatever.
about. Yes.
Burnt
the nightclub.
toast.
Yeah,
she got burnt. To
yeah, she died unfortunately. What was her name though? I thought she looked great.
She did.
I thought
she
looked amazing.
Looked amazing. I think one thing that's throwing a lot of people off is the bright contacts that they are using for both Ahsoka and now Hera, like these kind of artificial, like incredibly fake blue eyes. Like I've seen that discourse on Twitter, like Star Wars, you don't need to use the bluest eye contact lenses that you can find. I have heard that. Jennifer Beals. Yes, Stanley. Thank you. That wasn't her character name. That was the actress name, but that was going to kill me.
Jennifer Beals. Yeah. Garza Fwip.
Yes.
And
Stanley.
yes, that's why I mentioned a little nepotism thing. I don't know. I mean, if she's good, right? I just figured I'd bring it up.
I mean, I think it's kind of hard to deny. There's obviously the connection play a role. There,
what happens in Hollywood, okay?
I would be more concerned if she had never done anything. But Mary Elizabeth Winstead has an enormous portfolio / resume. Like she's done a ton of stuff. So I'm not like sure. Is it a coincidence? Maybe, but like she has the work to back it up. You know, like
yeah. That's true. I mean, she does have the work. She has done work. It's not like this is her first role. It's Jessica Biel is Justin Timberlake's wife. She's my other wife, and Jennifer Beals is the other wife. So, of the 5 wives, those are 2 of them. Just so you guys all know.
You have 5 wives?
Garza haunts my memory still, hopefully in the best way possible.
Yeah.
It's Sal.
What's up?
Sal, we missed you, mate.
I'm a little bit more scared to see if we get to see Jason Syndulla in
Jesus Christ.
What is that going to look like? I hope we get to see him. I hope, like, don't erase him, but I'm so concerned about what that might be.
I forgot about him.
I guess we'll find out.
I could definitely see him not being in it at all because
I know.
Hera, don't you have a kid? Oh no.
Oh no.
No.
But no,
Alex, you
you
should have
know, like,
gotten a sound bite of that direct quote.
oh no.
I can just hear it though. Like it's almost like I was there.
Oh, I should have recorded it. Well, you know exactly how he sounds too, so
Yeah.
you can just like imagine how that played out. Okay. So we got new. Okay, I want to talk about this. So as far as like the backgrounds go and everything, anything that isn't in the foreground, right? Like the foreground here, it looks okay. But then I saw this image, right, in the trailer, and I was just kind of like, she's running away from the volume, and that made me sad.
It looks pretty bad.
Yeah.
That's the first thing I thought when I saw the trailer, unfortunately, was oh my god, these pillars, like the ruins that she was in, it looks horrible. But I'm still hyped for it, and I hope that they can improve that somehow, but I doubt it because it's the volume.
A lot of people talking shit on Rosario too. Have you seen that? Have you guys been seeing this?
I think some unearthed former posts from her are coming to the surface. I don't know. I'm literally so not. I need to get more ingrained in it because it actually does seem like it's a big issue suddenly in the fandom, but I think it's the same cycle of former things a celebrity has said resurfacing and people now using that against them. AKA holding, I shouldn't say using it against, I should say holding them accountable. So I have seen some stuff this month. I haven't seen what she allegedly said. I don't know. This is all alleged. I don't know. But yes, I've seen drama.
I mean, when it comes to, art and casting, especially for animated characters, there's always going to be like the subjective opinion about whether or not you like it or not. But I've been seeing a lot of people talking about how Rosario isn't right for the role and all this stuff, and it made me think. And I'm just like, I don't think I had any like issues. Did you guys think like, oh, there could have been someone better?
Ashley Eckstein will always be Ahsoka to me, but I don't think Rosario has done a bad job. I just honestly, we haven't seen that much of her.
That's
She's
true.
in,
I guess we'll
she's
find out.
in a Mandalorian episode and then a Book of Boba Fett episode.
That's
sparingly.
That's
So
a good point.
I'll have a better answer for you after this show.
What the fuck is up with all the spoilers? Yeah, it's interesting. So she arrives here. I don't know at what point in the show she's going to arrive here. It might be like the very first episode. But obviously she's running away and all gets blown up. So I wonder what they're blowing up, what she's grabbing. Is it like a holocron? What is she trying to find? It'll be interesting. But anyway. Moving on. Oh, I still haven't finished. Kat, have you finished? You finished, haven't you?
Oh, Survivor? Yes, because I literally had to avoid the internet at all costs, and I literally just plowed through the game just to be able to finally go back online safely. So yes, Tom and I have both finished the game.
I still haven't. I'm still on the first mission, and I still have. I just don't have time to do it, and I'm also.
Have you avoided spoilers though?
No, you know what? I'm gonna just give up and just watch all the cinematics at this point because
just watch it, bro.
I haven't seen any like real spoilers other than a cool scene where he is in an Imperial outfit and he has to kill a bunch of stormtroopers or something like that. I saw like that cool moment in some level, and that's about it.
Yes.
I watched your playthrough for like 5 minutes and then I left because I'm like, this is getting somewhere and I don't want to get spoiled. At this point I'm asking for it, and also this was more of a TV spot than a trailer, so we should be getting another trailer at some point, right?
Right. This one I got pumped because I was scrolling on Twitter the other day and I saw Star Wars announced like the release date. I was like, that must means there's a new trailer, and I saw that it was only like this 30-second little teaser with basically I think the only new frames were that with Sabine and Ahsoka running with the explosion in the background. So I hope there's another.
The music's so good though. I am so like I don't even upset that they keep using that.
It is. If you like, yeah, you can still hear Ahsoka's theme in it too, which is so cool. And another thing like on this, since we're in this frame now, I wanted to ask, do you guys think that Ezra is the Inquisitor, Barris is the Inquisitor, or is it just like some random
person? Oh, that variety image that dropped.
There's no way it's Ezra. I will lead with that.
Yeah. I think my original, to me, it's very reminiscent of the Inquisitor that we see when they go to Malachor, the one who like spinny,
Yeah.
Maul like kicks him off the cliff or something like that, and he like goes plummeting into the. There's AKA never confirmed.
That's true.
Dead.
That's true.
That's who it reminded me of. I don't think it's anybody that we know, like other than potentially that, but I don't think it's.
Sorry, X-Wing, that was me. Yeah, I think it's just gonna be someone new, to be honest.
Yeah, it's definitely not Starkiller. If it's Starkiller, it's gonna be so dumb.
That being his introduction, no, I'm sorry, no.
See Sam Witwer just
I mean,
dies.
if
he
you
just dies like in the first like couple episodes. It's like, oh, okay, well that sucks.
Alex and I kind of talked about this, but I don't like how Star Wars Theory was like clickbaiting the living hell out of, oh, this is Starkiller in the title of his new video or whatever. It's like,
Yeah.
dude, come on. You know damn well it's not for sure Starkiller.
That's who he was referring to?
Yeah, he's like Starkiller Inquisitor. It's like, come on.
It's like he even knows it's not him, right? But he's just gonna do it anyway. And a good comparison is like, yeah, sure, he does it for clicks, it gets views, it's all good and dandy. But if you look at some of the other like big YouTubers out there, like Eckhart's Ladder and even Star Wars Explained, they get the same, if not more, not even putting Starkiller's name or doing clickbait thumbnails, right? They just say, what, this is an interesting theory, right, in the title, and then they talk about it and they specify why they don't think it is that person, and they don't just garner it for clicks and views, because honestly he doesn't really need to do that, and he still does that. And then it starts this whole thread of like people like saying it's Starkiller, and it's just annoying because it definitely isn't by any means.
What would be the point of having it be Starkiller? Vader's dead. Like the interesting part of Starkiller was that his tie to Vader. Like Vader's gone. It's not Starkiller. It's just a new character. There's a slight chance it's Barriss, I would say, but it's probably a new character.
It would be, honestly, Barriss would be pretty interesting. That's like the only character that I can imagine. I got to turn this down. That's the only character I can imagine actually being a threat to like Ahsoka and just the whole team in general. Because if it's just some random Inquisitor, no way they're gonna do anything, right?
Yeah,
I don't know. And if it is another throwaway character where it's like we're just sitting here like facepalm, like this character sucks, and then he dies quickly or he just doesn't do anything. He's just like whining about how he needs to accomplish his goal to appease the Thrawn or whatever. I don't know. Like just another generic Inquisitor or villain thrown with a lightsaber and a cool armor suit. And a lot of people were also comparing. I remember I was seeing this. A lot of people were comparing the Grand Inquisitor and this Inquisitor. They were comparing the two entertainment magazine articles like side by side, right? And they were saying, why does this one look so much better than the other one? And to be honest, it doesn't look any different. It's just the lighting, and it was and a lot of the volume was used during the day for the Grand Inquisitor, so he looked washed out. He had like a big head, and it looked weird, right? The coloring was a little off. And then in the instance where they're showcasing the well, it's not the eighth brother, it's just another Inquisitor. It's at night. His face is covered. It's a lot easier to use contrast and make the image look a lot better, right? So it's like in essence, the costume's the same, everything's the same. It's all lighting and staging. And those people were like saying, "Oh, this is so much better than all the Inquisitors in Kenobi. Why is the production value so much higher?" And it's like, it isn't. They just used it at night, and everything looks better at night when you're using the volume. That's just what happens. And yeah, I just wanted to say my piece.
This has turned into a volume hate channel.
I mean, the volume's great, but it's like, just don't overuse it.
Yeah, you can't lean on it too much.
Don't overuse it. That's all.
Yeah, the transformation, because like Mando season 1, it does not feel egregious in any way, and that's when it was kind of like being introduced. Like, look at this new technology, and it was like super well done and amazing, to where we are now when it's like we're all sick of it. We're like, I can see, like, I guess our eyes are more trained now to really recognize, but like in Mando, like there are times when it's great. I guess it's I always think about that time in Mandalorian season 2, I guess it was. Now that there's 3 seasons, they all blur together and I can't keep track. But season 2, when Boba Fett returns, and it looks to be like the only episode filmed like on a live real
And we
set,
hated it.
and all of us were like, "What? This looks like
Yeah.
crap." But we were like, "That's actually probably real. Like, that's real location," and it's just so jarring. Like, so, but like Andor, for example, all real locations and looks effing beautiful. Like, so.
I'm sorry, Kat,
Oh,
continue. I'm sorry. Continue.
that's
Oh
all.
god.
That's all I was gonna. That's all I.
X-Wing,
all I
you're
have to
horrible, but I love you, dude. What if the Inquisitor is Mara Jade?
Oh God.
mm,
I don't think they should do Mara Jade at this point.
just keep her in Legends at this point, right? They won't
Now
bring
it's
Mara
just
Jade into
not
canon
the
because
time
that
or
would mean
place.
making Luke have a family and making him a balanced Jedi, which Disney doesn't seem to want to do for some unknown reason. Yeah. I don't. It just needs to be good without destroying past characters and current characters. Like if they ruin Thrawn here, right? Which I don't suspect they will do.
Thrawnster?
Yeah. The Thrawnster with the
The
sunglasses.
Thrawnster.
Much longer now, if you guys noticed. Yeah, they did pay more attention to that. They were talking in the panel, in the Ahsoka panel, that they figured out a way to make like durable like athletic wear, if you will,
Oh,
as the headpiece, so that she can move around in a lot
She's
easier.
got the Nike symbols on them.
Yeah, it's like sponsored. But it took a while for them to figure it out, but once they figured it out, it was like they didn't want to CGI it. They had to be, real, and it took them a while, but they got it, and I think that's great.
I didn't notice. Shout out to A21 Edits for pointing that out. I guess I'm just so freaking oblivious. But also power to them. It's inconspicuous enough that I like it is noticeable once you called it out, but I literally couldn't even tell, but it does look, oh my god, I'm like looking at like Mando Ahsoka appearance versus this. It's significantly better. So like that's impressive that they were able to find a solution, but it's not like, what did they do? Like it doesn't look like, oh my god, she looks so different.
No, they're not long enough. 0 out of 10. This whole show. I'm
0
not
out of
watching
10.
it.
It's not animated. I hate it. No, just kidding. Okay, I have a lot to say, but I'll stay quiet on this one. What do you all think, chat? Leslie Headland talking about the problems with Star Wars, George Lucas prequels from a SoundCloud interview in 2019.
This is like,
Can you guys hear?
Yes.
understand to be Star Wars, like the idea that like that only came from George Lucas, that only George Lucas holds the key for what we understand to be Star Wars is just untrue. And I think the prequels are an excellent example of that. I mean, the idea that like when you're hiring a director, that everyone is sitting in there waiting for George Lucas and not for the person who's going to know to hire Ralph McQuarrie, that's the problem. That's the misogyny and the problem with the auteur myth as it stands today, because they're not thinking this is the person that will hire the right people and this is the person that will be able to create the lookbooks and direct people to get them to that place. They're just thinking, do you have all the answers? And the truth is that nobody does, and anybody that says they do is lying.
I agree and disagree. Like I think she has good points, and also I don't know why misogyny factored into it there.
Yeah,
but
that threw me for a loop. I was like, okay, and then yeah, like how does not knowing that there's someone that hired Ralph McQuarrie misogynistic?
I don't know, but she is right. It's not just about one person, and to an extent, the prequels did show that, because the prequels would have been better served if there were writers around George Lucas who could write dialogue.
100%.
Yeah. So she's right, but yeah, I don't know how misogyny necessarily factors into that argument. I don't really think it does. I think that I think it's great that there are more women directing Star Wars now, and I don't know, like I feel like that was never like George Lucas's ex-wife was probably like the reason that Star Wars succeeded, because she was the editor and she made a lot of changes that ultimately
Yeah,
like vastly improved A New Hope. So
they gave it the leg up, right?
yeah,
Without it,
if anything,
if A New Hope
people need
flopped,
to know about that.
like
Yeah,
imagine if A New Hope flopped, what would have happened, right?
we wouldn't be here right now.
Yeah, like there wouldn't have been an Empire, there wouldn't have been Return, and there wouldn't be this massive franchise. It's probably one of the most successful, if not the most successful in the world, right? And there's a lot of little things that help George along the way. Like he's not an all-powerful god. Like sure, it's his idea, and he's a creative genius, and he always pushes the boundaries, but there is a team behind it, right? And people need to remember that. Like there's a lot, like especially in post-production, dude, with VFX, a lot of people just give all the credit to the director and the actors, right? But a lot of the people behind the scenes really bring it all to life and create that illusion that keeps you immersed. So back in the day, the fact that Phantom Menace still to this day looks great is insane, right? Like he
Yeah.
really knew how, and that was one thing that George Lucas did really well too. He knew how to hire the right people, he knew how to innovate, and he knew what to monetize. So 100%.
Look who's in our chat. Dave, man.
If you talk bad about Ahsoka, Dave, where's Pablo?
Where's Pablo?
No, we haven't seen him in a
Now
while.
that
Is
the
he
Star
safe?
Cruisers, now that the Star Cruisers
No,
over, he's not stacking rocks anymore. Where'd he go?
he's getting the last bit that he can.
Let's see. I did want to talk, like the misogyny thing kind of reminded me of something. The whole argument about like every time there's a new female character, right? A part of the fandom insists that they don't like them because they're not a good character and it's not sexism. And while that may be true, I personally think that yes, like Star Wars fans, like they like Ahsoka and they like Leia and they like Padme, and it's like there are female characters who are beloved in this franchise. But I do think, and let me know if you think this is fair or not, I do think it's like a harsher grading scale for the female characters to get to that point than it is for a male character. And I think that's where my argument lies, in that there is sexism, even if it's not like on the surface and like very like blatant. I think there is a longer journey for a female character to become legendary than there is for a male character.
Yes, I 1000% agree with that. Like I constantly would reflect during the sequels and ask, like, would Rey be receiving such vitriol in this, reception to the character if it was a dude, if it was a guy character out the gate? Because I think inherently, take a character like Star Killer, who is incredibly OP and he can literally hold his own against Vader, and like I never questioned it when I was like playing the game. I was just like, this is amazing. This is great. Like unlimited power. Frick yes. I didn't care how he got it or how he does it. But I think you are definitely onto something, Zach. Like Rey, it came down to, well, she can't just be powerful. Who's her family? Must be family. Like women can't just inherently have the same status or the same like OP goated, kind of moves that male characters can have without. There needs to be proof. And if you look at all of the female characters in Star Wars, I will say like Satine is she's an interesting exception to this rule, because all of the female characters who are beloved, Leia, Padme, Ahsoka, like they all inhabit some I don't want to say male qualities, but like Padme can wield a blaster and hold her own.
I think that's okay to say. I think it's okay to say. Inherently, they have some male qualities, right?
Yes, like the combat, like
traditional
Ahsoka,
male qualities, right? If you want to go there,
right.
not to
Yes.
offend anyone, right?
Traditional,
And
yes.
there's things that have been built up to what make us believe things should be the way they are, right? So when something is differing from that notion, there's going to be a little bit of confusion about, wait, how is that possible? I just inherently believe that it's okay for a woman to maintain her femininity too, as well as being a strong character. I think the fact that she's not a masculine or a male type trope is okay, right? Like I you can still label them as strong female characters in a lot of ways for that, right? Just because they're not the Anakin of the story doesn't mean that they're a lesser than character or whatever either. Like there's a lot of conversations about that, and there's also no reason why she can't become the Anakin as a result of her her femininity and her qualities. And there's a lot of just people with the blatant belief that it's like just because they're male and just because they're bigger that they should be stronger in every way. And the Force kind of allows a lot of exploration of that medium, right? Like that it's not blatant strength or just on the surface strength. It's something that is within you, and anyone can have that power. Anyone can be powerful, right? But I think it's just the medium in which it's portrayed is very important, and how it kind of comes to fruition is very important. And Rey is a good example of it not being to where it needs to be. And I think a lot of people also give Adam Driver a bit of a hall pass, if you will, just be based off of the fact that he's Anakin's bloodline, right? And and they kind of ignore it, and just because he like looks cool and everything, that they're just not even really going to look deeper into it, right? And just think that he's okay, but Rey's awful, right? Because she's a woman and whatever. And not saying everyone thinks that, but that is definitely a thing. Whether it's subconsciously you're saying it or not, it is definitely a thing. And I will say, Ahsoka is definitely a prime example of someone who I guess you never really showed her femininity, and like she was always kind of that Padawan to Anakin in a way, like a Spartan, right? She was trained to be something and harbor these strong qualities that we often associate with it being masculine, right? And there's nothing wrong with that, but as a result of that, we come to respect her as a character. And I don't think just because you can acknowledge that masculine traits are strong, that we're inherently saying that there's a problem with or like a misogyny in that she is who she is, right? And it's just like a really interesting thing to unpack and talk about. But I think without getting upset, like everyone else likes to do on the internet, there's a lot to unpack there with these characters and with the times changing, and to actually think instead of just assuming all these things and hating on each other for differing opinions, right? Anyway, that was a tangent. We can move on. Okay.
Look at this stud.
What Star Wars
Can you guys hear?
Yes.
Yeah.
has really given me is a connection to all the people that love these stories. It's such a special thing that you can't fully appreciate unless you're sort of a part of something like that. But to have that sort of impact on an audience
Yeah.
and have that sort of
Look at how he smiles at him, dude.
Who, Diego Luna?
Yeah, if only Amanda smiled at me the way Diego smiles at him.
carry with them and stay with them. I mean, I meet people now and it makes me feel a little bit old, but they'll say to me, like Anakin was my hero when I was a kid, and now like my kid loves Anakin, and it's like this generational thing that kind of gets passed down, and that's really special.
I've always thought about like, because I do feel that way in a sense. Like, yeah, Anakin was my hero, one of my heroes when I was a kid. But then you think like, then he murdered a bunch of children and like, so maybe the whole point is that Anakin shouldn't be your hero, but he was, like, in a sense. Like I was Anakin for Halloween. I would always pretend that I was Anakin when I had my lightsabers when I was younger, so I don't know. I get that kind of resonates with me. Like,
Don't feel
What do you-
bad, Zach. I
Yeah.
was madly in love with him and still am after child slaughter. I'm in denial. I'm in denial. So
I'm madly in love with him too. It's all good. No problem.
Yeah, that will never
Whoa.
change. That will never change. That's what adds to the hurt. I think there's nothing wrong with saying, yeah, this was my hero, because that's what makes him one of the most legendary characters in any cinematic franchise history canon of anything ever. Like, he is one of the greatest heroes of all time that went right down the drain. So not like writing wise, but morals, ethics wise. So like, I think that's just a testament.
I do not, Alice. I'm sure they exist somewhere, but I do remember when they ordered the Halloween costume. It was episode
to
2
find them.
Anakin. It was episode 2 Anakin, because it was probably like 2004 or 2003 when I did it. But they gave me the Obi-Wan lightsaber from Attack of the Clones instead of Anakin's, and I was very upset about that. I was like, this isn't Anakin's lightsaber. This is Obi-Wan's lightsaber.
Throws it.
Basically, I was like, this is a
You-
piece of
you-
shit.
You
Like,
just throw it behind your back.
I would just hide it.
Anakin.
Anakin had to kill the kids though.
That's true, Serena.
Darth
Maybe he was
Vader.
a hero.
Yes,
So the real
Darth
question is,
Vader did those
does
things.
Tom kill kids? Did you find your
Oh.
match made in heaven?
Oh my goodness. Serena's
He's
so right
going
though.
down a path
yes.
you cannot follow.
You just reenact that all the time, Kat? Is that just what happens?
Word for word.
Tom, you've done it again. You're going down a path I can't follow. Yeah, but you still follow me anyway. I'm like, that's true. So, Alden, who said this before? Was it?
Oh yes.
Who was talking about this? I don't remember.
You
Alden
were.
Aaron Reich to reprise his role as Han Solo in
Let's
Filoni's
go.
Star Wars movie with Princess Leia being recast.
Let's go. I ship it.
Thoughts,
I will believe it when I see it.
aspirations,
I think this is complete bullshit, if I had to guess.
complaints, anger, fear.
I will
aggression.
say we don't have any concrete idea necessarily of what Dave Filoni's movie is about, but I think the general consensus has been it's going to be like a culmination of the Mandoverse, correct? Like, or
I thought it was First
tie.
Order.
Oh, is it?
That's what I thought, but I mean,
I've heard both.
Oh.
I've
that
heard
could
both.
be anything at this point.
Right? Okay, so we don't know. We don't know. Because I was gonna say, like, I know, like, when Book of Boba Fett was happening, and there were all those rumors that like Han and Leia and Lando and Luke were all gonna like show up in the finale. Like, remember when that was like a leak / rumor, and then that obviously didn't happen. But for a hot minute, I was like, I hope that's what happens. Now in hindsight, I'm kind of like, that would just be so much, like almost over saturated. I don't know. Like if it is
See their outfit?
No.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
if
Sorry.
it is like Mando focused or even like First Order focused, I'd prefer if Han was involved if it is First Order focused because there's more of a connection there, obviously, with his child.
Yeah,
So I
it's
don't
like handling that gap between 6 and 7 is what I heard and what I thought he was doing. Though I would say, like, out of everything that was announced there, my most exciting thing is the very first Jedi, right? Like
Dawn of the
time
Jedi.
yeah,
Mhm.
before the Old Republic, which is going to be something. It might be slow, honestly, for a while, but we're going to be like exploring kind of a new era, which could be fun.
Watch there still be stormtroopers.
It was exciting though. I think the director slated for that film, I saw like BTS footage of an interview at Celebration, and he was sharing like there's a lot more freedom. Like they are not bound to constraints of the canon or a timeline. Like they literally have an open book that they can play with. And I was like, that's what I just effing want to see. Like so much that I feel like Star Wars fans nitpick about is loopholes in the timeline, or how does that fit in? Or like, you're telling me these two characters existed and their paths didn't cross at the same time. Like, so much boils down to the constraints of the lore that we are currently in. So I'm just so I'm with you, Alex. I'm like most excited for that one because they just have the most creative liberty to do whatever the flip they want.
Yeah, they could like restart Star Wars in a lot of ways too.
Yes.
Like, in a form of like untouched completely, right? It's James Mangold, right? That's his name.
Yes. Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, that's also my most anticipated one. I was thinking we need to do a stream where one of us just blatantly disagrees with everything the other two say, because Alex always mentions that we always agree on stuff. I think we need a stream where someone's just, plays the contrarian and they just disagree with everything.
Like, I'm gonna play the other side here. You suck. Yeah. I hate you.
I like Star Trek more than Star Wars.
I like Star Trek. I mean, I feel like most of the time we agree, but then there are the occasions where I say something and both of you are just like, "What the fuck?" No, that's what I feel like that happens a lot. I don't know if Zach and Kat disagree, but I feel like you guys disagree with me more so than anything else.
We have minor disagreements, I would say.
Yes. I think we have differing opinions about like Game of Thrones and the sequel trilogy, and I feel like Mando season 3 as well.
Wait, Game of Thrones. What? Wait, what? What's your
Like,
opinion that I would disagree
Season 8
with?
was her favorite.
I mean,
Oh shit, here it
you
comes.
you
It's coming.
have made it known you were very much not a fan of the finale, correct? I'm not misquoting you.
I
or-
Winter is coming.
hate the finale, Cat.
Okay. Yes. I didn't
Cat loved it.
I didn't despise it. I'll put it that way. So we have a little
Cat
minor
loves it.
disagreement there.
Out of
I
10.
didn't love
No,
it.
Out of
Cat, you
10, Cat,
love
what would you
it.
give it? Out of 10, what would you give it?
No, I would give it like all right, I'm also far removed and I haven't watched it in a long time.
Just say a number.
7?
Oh god, she loves
Cat,
it.
you love
Fuck.
it.
Oh my god, she loves
no.
it.
I
Okay,
don't know.
it's okay.
Liz,
It's okay.
I've come
Look,
around. Same way
Kat.
with the prequels or sequels. The passage of time helps me so much put things in perspective, and I gotta applaud them. It was bold. It was bold at the time. I was like, "What the flip is happening?" Now that it's been a few years, I
agree. Lighting your entire franchise on fire and watching it burn is
It is
bold.
very
That
bold.
was a bold thing to do. You're right. Kat.
Delaying by a year just to build stuff to get blown up. Yeah, that's also very bold. Didn't contribute anything to
HBO
the story.
telling you can have as many episodes as you want to finish this thing, and then you going, I'll do it in 6.
And then I'm gonna go work on Star Wars and then get fired from that shortly after because I didn't want to do it.
Don't remind me. I'm still salty about that. That could have been life altering if they had done Star Wars. I still
Lucasfilm was like, yo, these guys kind of suck. Can we like not have them on?
Yeah, and now they're doing an adaptation of the 3-body problem. Great series, by the way, for Netflix. It's such a complex series. I don't know how the hell they're gonna pull it off.
Wait, what is this? Can you repeat that title?
It's the 3-body problem. It's like a Chinese like science fiction series. Really,
Ooh.
really good. Really dense though. Like they're not easy reads, that's for sure. But so good. So good. I don't know how they're gonna pull it off, but I guess good luck.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think you Raylos out there are definitely gonna love it, but it's also more than that. So,
Yes.
buckle in.
You
Buckle in.
Raylos.
Buckle up, buckaroos.
There was a chance where this could have been like, well, not a massive Raylo thing, but there's moments where it's like, oh my god, this could have, if things didn't change like down the line, it could have been like 40% Raylo, right? And it would have been, yeah, that's all I'm gonna say about that. It was something. So, but the team came together and we all made something that we think is gonna appease everyone, and we are excited. Speaking of Mangold, there are rumblings Bill Skarsgård could be up for his Swamp Thing film. I thought he was. I thought he was already in that.
The Skarsgårds are so talented, man. Like every single one of them is just incredible.
I would love to see all 3 of them in like a Family Dynasty type movie of some sort, right? But I know that would be like super expensive to do, to have all 3 of them in something. But I just
There's like 4 of them.
Well, the 3 ones that matter right now.
Oh.
The 3 ones that matter.
are taking over.
I told you this would happen. I really didn't like the character that Alex. It's Alex, right? The one that was in Succession.
Oh my god, isn't it wild?
you love to hate him.
So awful. Like, he drove me crazy.
Wild.
But I loved it because he felt like he was invulnerable like most of the time until you finally got that inkling when Ebba let everyone know that, dude, he's not even a coder, he's a fake. He just inflates numbers and milks everyone's
and it all made
companies.
so much sense.
So he was supposed to be like Elon, right? Like he's basically Elon.
Yeah, he's basically Elon in a lot of ways. Yeah, just someone masquerading as like a genius, and knowing how to hire the right kinds of people who are too afraid to be in the spotlight while he soaks it all up, right? 100%. It was such a good show. I mean, I can't.
I take it you finished, Zach. You caught up and watched it all?
I caught up. I want to say like a week or 2 before the finale, and I was able to watch the finale on the day it came out.
That's so clutch. Yeah, I miss it already. It was perfect.
Well, it's gone forever now, Kat. So
don't worry about it anymore.
Don't worry about it, Kat.
Have you guys seen the first episode of The Idol?
No, I've heard it's trash. I've heard it's
not very good. Yeah, it's not very good. I was expecting a little bit more. But then when you hear like the backstory about everything that went on, I was like, oh, that makes sense why it is how it is.
Yeah, quite
Well,
wild.
what's funny about the way the Idol unveiled like the whole show, like from the beginning to end, is pretty similar to almost every single project Lucasfilm has done. People getting hired, rehired, fired, hired, fired. You know, it's like there's a pattern here. When that shit happens, the product is not great. And over there at Lucasfilm, it seems to be happening quite a bit, unfortunately. So
I mean, first of all, hiring a musician to play like the lead is a bold play.
And I didn't know this, but he wrote it. The Weeknd like came up with the whole premise and
that's
wrote.
even bolder.
I could be wrong. I could be wrong, but I remember. I think he like presented the idea and like wrote the pilot.
I think Amanda was looking it up, and there was a director, a part of it, who the Weeknd hated, so he got him fired, and then brought in the Euphoria guy towards the end, and they just
I think the
rewrote
former
entire thing
director
together.
was a woman. I think it was a woman who was
No,
directing
I know,
it.
and they brought in the Euphoria
Yes.
guy to,
Yes.
to make it overtly sexual. Apparently it wasn't as sexual as it is now, and now it's predominantly all about like the that.
It is about
That
the
Euphoria
sex.
stuff.
I was trying to think of. Sometimes I just can't think of words after like 30 minutes on here. I try to say what I'm trying to say, and I just like I don't know what I'm saying anymore. So I apologize. Is there a second wedding coming?
I was just gonna say I love this side
Yeah, we're
combo
getting
in
a
the
dog
chat.
first.
There sure as hell ain't a third wedding coming. I can let everybody else know that.
We're getting a Samayed puppet.
Wait, you are?
We're trying to. Well,
Oh my
Amanda,
god.
and Amanda's doing all the work behind it, but yeah, we're trying to.
Sounds
She
about
usually
right.
does.
Yeah.
It was a golden doodle first, but I was like, everyone has that goddamn dog, and I felt like let's get something that no one has that I also like, and I like the Samayed, and I think Amanda's pretty on board with it, unless she's not. She's gonna say something to me.
I guess we'll find out.
Sounds like an R. Kelly sex cult. Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, the premise in regards to the show, The Idol.
What was that?
What sounds
say?
like an R. Kelly?
Yeah, The Idol. Not me and Amanda, Amanda and the dog.
I was gonna say, I was like, hopefully not you guys.
What
No.
the fuck?
We already have 2 cats. Well, actually, I'm the stepdad to her 2 cats.
Oh.
So no more cats. Was there another question someone asked? Oh, the John Wick thing, or no, the Keanu Reeves thing. What is this? Do you guys know what this is?
I
I
have no
saw
idea.
something about it. I don't remember exactly.
Alice, elaborate. I don't want to search.
Explain.
And while you're elaborating, let's play some.
So
Luna.
if you look down at the 4 screens at the very bottom, it looks like Diego's a part of our stream for a second at a glance, because he's just
Oh, he is a part of our stream.
Yeah.
Look at him. He's in the back room. We're just never gonna bring him on because we don't really want him to
bring on Diego.
No worries, Stanley's. I knew exactly what you're talking about.
I needed a second. It's
And
my
Kat
bad.
was like, R. Kelly sex cult. What are you guys doing over there?
Do you have the Vader outfit?
No, I don't have the
You
Vader
have a
outfit.
daughter. Are you ever gonna like get there in the in the outfit of
Have her
Vader?
see me in the well, it hasn't happened yet. I don't know.
She's how old is she?
She's 8 now. and
How longer can you?
She knows that I'm in Star Wars and that I play this character, but she's never seen it yet. So
Wow,
I'm
that's-
getting to that. I'm trying to figure out my the best sort of point of entry.
It doesn't sound easy, man. I would like talk to psychologists and
I know,
get some
I know, 'cause
advice.
there's some-
It's not gonna be simple.
There's some disturbing scenes that I I'm reluctant for her to see at this age.
but now with the internet, you're gonna
well, I
have
know
to do it soon.
I gotta do it sooner than later.
He seems so stressed about it.
Now with the internet, it's like him telling him how the internet works. I love it. He's like, yo, your kid's gonna see it. Like, you can watch it at any point. You can watch clips. You can do whatever you want. It's like, what makes you think that kid's not doing that right now?
He's like, don't remind me.
I feel like I don't know. I'm trying to think when I would do it. I feel like 6 or 7 is a good age, honestly. Probably.
No, because I was 9 and
agree.
I was still scarred. No, there is literal
Yeah, but
footage
you're
of
still
him
sweet and
Okay,
innocent.
burning
Yeah,
us
you're
the
still
thing.
to
sweet and
crisp
innocent.
on Mustafar. Like, think about it though. Think about it. A child. Okay, I was 9, and this man was my like whole world. Okay, I wanted to marry him. 9. And
I mean,
to
I cried
watch
in the theater
him,
too.
yeah, watching Revenge of the Sith on Mustafar, what the burning up body, that scarred me for life. Think about his own child.
This sounds like a you problem, Kat. No,
You
but you're right.
You
You're right.
think? Even though, like, yeah. Okay, listen, I also was a child who I used to think that when people died in movies, they actually died for real, and they were giving it all for the sake of cinema, for art.
So you
like,
wanted to
this
become
is
an actor so you could just die.
I was like, these people are really dedicated. But like, I think girls, especially, it's his daughter, were more sensitive. Like, even though it's fiction, there's still got to be some trauma associated with the visual of your father figure burning up to a crisp on Mustafar. Like, I don't blame him.
Yeah, that's
for
true.
holding
It is.
off.
It is your dad. If it, and I'm showing it to my 6-year-olds when, they're like, "That's not,
6-year-olds.
it's not me, right? Like that's not me. It's a character, in a movie,
Right.
and it's not real. And that's also not me playing it, right? I'm just here watching it with you. Dad's okay, but that person's dad is not okay. Just remember that."
No, I agree. I think that he's a special case because he's in the movie and his kid's gonna have to watch him kill children and be burned to a crisp. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Dad, did you kill those kids?
yeah. But what was I gonna say? I don't know if this is like an indictment on me, but my big concern would be like I wouldn't want to show my kids Star Wars until they could like grasp all of the things that they need to grasp. Like when I watched Star Wars for the first time, I didn't fucking know what was going on. Like I was like, oh,
The
look at all these.
politics, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, look at all these aliens at Jabba's palace. Like, this is so cool. Like, Luke's on the barge and he's swinging his lightsaber and kicking things. And it was like, it was a spectacle. And that's all it was to me. And I loved it. But I don't really remember, understanding the story for the first time. I don't remember my reaction to I am your father and all of these things. And I'd like to have those memories, but I don't. And so if I had kids, I would want them to have those memories if possible.
That is a good point. Not just showing them for the sake of like the culture, like
Yeah.
now you've seen Star Wars, but you want them to actually. It's like if you were to show someone your favorite movie and they're on their phone the whole time, it's like you're not effing watching, you're not getting any of it. Like you don't understand what you're missing. Like that, you're kind of right. It would be similar in a sense that they're not going to get the full impact of the actual scope. Because I was the same way. I didn't fully learn what the politics of Star Wars was till I was like in my teens, like when it all finally clicked for me. So
yeah. And I don't know if you guys feel this way, but when I show someone Star Wars for the first time, it's kind of like in a sense you're watching it for the first time again yourself, because you can kind of put yourself on the headspace of what they're seeing and what they may be feeling in that moment. And it feels for a moment like almost like you're watching it for the first time again. And there's something fun about that.
Yeah, that's why those reaction channels that watch like TV series, right? And you see the reaction to it for people who've already seen it because they want to see how they react and how their reaction compares, right? And it's definitely something special. I'm so done with it though, because like at least 3 or 4 times when I've shown my friends Star Wars, right? They're either looking at their phones or they're not watching or they miss something. They're like, "Oh, what happened?" And I'm like, "Okay, I don't want to do this," right? I did it twice with all 6, right? And it was painful because one of the times, straight up, I just every time I look over, he's like looking at his phone or like texting or whatever. I'm like, "No, you gotta watch. You gotta fucking watch to understand the themes. God damn it!" Like I would get really mad. I'm like, "Dude," he's like, "Oh, sorry, I was texting." He's like, "Yeah, I've been looking over for the past like 2 hours. You've been on your phone."
like
You
I
even know
would
what's going on?
rather a person tell me I'm just not interested in this, like
Yeah.
you can turn it off, versus don't waste my time. Don't rope me out, string me out along thinking you're gonna like give it.
This is my life.
Yeah.
I've been in
Watch
this
it.
fight since I was 6 years old.
Yeah, literally. And a better quote. Okay, I need to add that. We need to add the I've been in this fight since I was 6 years old.
Oh
We are
my
adding that to the
God.
video clips. 100%. Because we haven't really used any of them because we don't really need to, but we need to add the good ones. That was
I forget that they exist. That
yeah,
we have
Kat,
them.
I need to give you the login so that you have access to it if you want to use the little board.
I don't mind not having
Okay, you're gonna
the
get it.
stress
That's
of
cool.
control.
No, you're now you're definitely getting it. I need to push you.
Share the load.
Sometimes you just gotta
Share
push.
the load.
No.
Oh my god.
And
I
also,
could carry it for a while.
Carry it for a while.
you just
carry
see
it.
Kat like pale in the face and stressing out over having to use the board, and I'm just like, okay, never mind, Kat. It's okay. You don't have to
Yeah,
use it.
Jesus, Cat.
And then all of a sudden, you're just like, precious. It's like it's mine. Yeah. We can't
Man.
watch it. We can't watch the full video because we'll get claimed. So I was just finding clips here and there. It's easier that way. But I will check it out later for sure. On that note, we're a little over.
Just a tad.
Just a
It was a
tad.
fun one.
But it was a fun one. This was the image right before we closed. This was the image I was talking about that people were referencing.
Yes.
They're saying this is like the production value is so much better and it looks so good in every way. And it's like, it's first of all, it's dark, right? His face is covered. It's all like the armor is the same, everything. This is the volume, right? Like you can see right here. And then there's like a foreground element right here. And so as a result of that, it just makes it look much better. Whereas when you have the Grand Inquisitor, the image, I can't find where he was comparing to, but it was the Grand Inquisitor walking out of the starship, right? Where like the colors are like super dull,
Yeah.
costumes look a little plastic. Yeah, we on Tatooine, yeah, and it just like it didn't look great, right? And it's like nothing's changed in terms of production value and quality. It's just the lighting is different. It's in the dark, which is where it mostly should be.
It's also just this is the life cycle of Star Wars and frankly Marvel shows too. Like it's fine when they first come out, and then a year or 6 months later, people like turn on it like rapidly, and they're like, "It looked like shit. This looks so much better." When you're right, like I really looked at them. I was looking at the photo comparisons. I was like, "There's nothing necessarily egregious about these two." Like, it's just it's the constant cycle of people will praise a show when it's airing, and then after the dust settles, it's like their true colors come out.
Well, I mean, I'm gonna disagree. You know, screw it, I'm gonna disagree. I think that there was a ton of criticism about the Grand Inquisitor, like immediately at the time. And I don't think it ever went away. I think people were like, it's a little better when the show came out. But I remember vividly that was like the point of contention was people were like, oh, he looks terrible. He looks like I said he looked like handsome Squidward. And
that video got
oh
so
my
many views.
God, dude.
It
Yeah,
was
that
like
blew
a
up.
1,000,000+ views.
Yeah, but also it's not really a fair comparison because, like you said, he's wearing a damn helmet and you don't see his face. Like he could look like handsome Squidward under there. We don't know.
Yeah, we have
For
no
all we
idea.
know.
Yeah, but it is a sick, like it's a sick helmet. Like I do think it looks really cool.
It's sweet.
It's like medieval jousting.
Exactly.
It's
yeah.
fucking sick.
It
The
looks
saber, like we barely even saw the Grand Inquisitor ignite his saber. Like, did we even at all? I don't even have a vivid memory.
Yeah,
because
because when he was like spinning it, where is she?
Yes, you're right.
That was pretty much it.
Versus to actually see it in combat, I'm excited. Hopefully this isn't a catfish.
And I mean, like another thing, and another reason why people are continuing to shit on stuff is because when Kenobi was coming, we were like, we did everything we possibly could to say nothing bad about it, right? Like we were like, it's gonna be amazing. This is gonna be the gold standard. Everything's gonna be great. With reference to my one little thing that I'll still take credit for, but we don't have to discuss that now. It was literally, it was too important to fail for all of us. Like we were like, this is gonna be great. Shut up. He looks fine.
Wait, are you referring to when Duel of the Fates dropped in the trailer and Zach and I were like, yes, and you were like, y'all get your head out of the cloud.
Yeah.
No,
I didn't want to bring it up.
It was 100%.
Rub it in. I've been waiting. You haven't even.
It was 100% that mentality for us, though. It was like in Endgame when Captain America is saying like, "Oh, we're gonna succeed," and then I think Black Widow's like, "How do you know?" And then he's like, "Well, I don't know what I would do if we fail," or something like that. It's kind of, it was that mentality. We didn't know what we would do if Kenobi wasn't good.
We're like, this is too big to fail. There's no way. Like, there's no way. If we could play back, we said there's no way it's ever gonna happen. And you know, and I just like because of that, right? Because it was like you made something subpar for something so important. Now everyone's just gonna jump on the bandwagon of this is terrible. I hate everything. The Kathleen Kennedy needs to go. All that. People have been doing that forever, but it's like it's gonna get progressively worse, especially if Ahsoka isn't like the thing that saves Star Wars at this point, right?
Yeah.
Like it doesn't even need
Ahsoka's-
to, honestly. Like that's too much. It's too much weight for a character like Ahsoka to just like save it, right? It just needs to be good. It needs to
Ahsoka,
be
you're right.
enjoyable.
Ahsoka needs to be like an 8 out of 10.
Yeah, easy. If it's below that there's going to be
Yeah.
problems for sure.
Yeah, I actually haven't considered like the difference of how we're poised, like going into Ahsoka, like versus going into Kenobi, like because she's equally a character who I'm like, do this right. You cannot do it wrong. Like there's no room for error, like, but it's interesting. I think because I'm not counting like Kenobi, I was like, this is gonna be like the Star Wars Renaissance. Like
We thought I
I'm
was
gonna
gonna put you in the hospital.
right. I was like, I am going to need an oxygen tank after this is done.
Howard Stern definitely had a lot to say about that.
What an asshole.
Hey, he made me.
I would love Howard Stern to grill me a new one or drill me a new one. I would love that. It's like a coming of age. It's like something that you need to if you're in the industry, if you're in media. If you get torn down by Howard Stern, it's like a rite of passage. It means good things are yet to come.
That's what it felt like. That's totally what it felt like. Because as soon as I heard Howard Stern talking about me, you just know it's not going to be good. So luckily, I didn't go into it anticipating like.
And if it is good, it's the wrong
saying?
kind of good.
Right? I was like,
yeah.
God,
Yeah.
that's funny. Howard Stern looks like he dresses up as Slash every day for Halloween. Like every day for Halloween, it looks like he's trying to dress up as Slash.
Oh my God.
He just couldn't let go of his hair. He's like, his hair is everything, right? If he doesn't have that hair, it's like, bro.
I mean, you gotta give it to him. He's got an iconic look. Even if people don't know him by name, if you show them his picture, they're like, "Oh, I totally know that guy."
Oh my God, that's Slash from Guns N' Roses.
Oh, dude, is that the Guns N' Roses
I love
guy?
Guns N' Roses.
Oh my God.
Yeah, he was a judge on America's Got
I
Oh
Talent.
my
do
God,
remember that.
throwback. Holy crap.
And yes, to answer this, I mean, Pixel Joker's gonna fix all that, so we'll see how that looks with the shaky cam.
I don't know why they did that. That was a bad choice.
Yeah, it was so CW, right? It's something that CW would do, and it's like, this is dumb. This is cheap. Stop.
Yeah, that only worked in like the Jason Bourne movies because that was like their thing.
Or
like,
war movies, anything like war related.
Yeah.
When like there's a shaky cam, and you're like, because you're scared and you're nervous about what's gonna happen. Someone's hiding from something, right? There's like a bomb, or it's I don't know. It's like that genre is great with shaky cams because you're either running away from gunfire and you're there, right? It's like when it's two like mythical warriors fighting each other. The shaky cam, it ruins
no point.
it ruins you want to see the choreography. You don't want to just like be like, whoa,
Yeah.
what the fuck's happening? Yeah,
I'm not trying to be there. I'm just trying to watch the men swing swords at each other.
Try to watch two Jedi go at it in a fictional universe. Like, Jesus, what the fuck? Like, I don't know. It's neither here nor there. We should.
It always comes back to Kenobi with.
We always end on a bad note. Let's end on a good note.
Yeah,
How is
I
everyone?
agree.
What is everyone up to?
Oh,
in the
dude,
chat?
I'm feeling terrible right now.
Okay, and that's the end of
That's the end of the
Thank you everybody for being here.
Yeah,
Prepare to see
thanks,
me
guys.
absolutely botch the behind the scenes what's it called? The control center on
Oh,
StreamYard.
it's gonna be
next
great
week.
next week.
Yeah.
We're gonna make it.
Gonna do it.
We're gonna load a bunch of things for Kat to use, and we're gonna see if she's able to use them. It'll be a good
Oh,
test. We won't
sweet
even
Lord.
touch it. We're not even allowed to touch it. We're only allowed to touch comments. As you should feel, Zach.
Thank you, John.
Oh, no emoji rain. I know, Charlie.
Okay,
Don't remind us.
Put your emojis in the chat, and we'll pretend that it's raining.
We'll
Pretend
still
like it's
call 'em
raining,
out.
and we'll still be like, "Wow, it's raining! There's emojis everywhere! Holy
Whoa.
shit!" Also, like the stream, comment below whether
That's a
you
good
think
point.
Howard Stern hating
Oh
on
my
Kat is a
God.
good thing. I think it's a good
Frankly, I'm
thing.
trying to get it to happen again. I'm like, what's
Yeah,
my
we
next
need to-
reaction
you know what?
that can
You
get his
should've-
attention?
You should have done like a response video. You should have been like you should have been outraged, like a fake outrage video, and you should.
They
Like, internet
invited
beef.
me. One of the producers actually called my mom back after she like phoned in. I think they actually no, she stayed on the line. No, they called her back. They called her back, and they extended like, hey, like if tell your daughter she should like call into the show tomorrow to like talk with Howard. And I like didn't do it. I was so scared, but they did. They did set the stage for if I wanted to.
We should bring him on this show.
I mean, he has a tiny show. He
Yeah.
pales in comparison, and he's not big enough to come on. But I mean, it's nice of you to offer that for him. I mean, who knows what would happen?
Maybe one day. One day.
That's so funny though. That's still the best. That's still one of the best stories ever.
That it's right behind the UN story.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, we should just get like a segment and just have you just tell the whole story, and we'll just clip it, and we'll just see if Howard sees it, and then he'll be like, "Oh, that was that one chick. Yeah, come on," and then you'll come on, and then you'll bring all of his viewers here,
Yeah.
and then he won't even have a show anymore. It'll be great. It'll be amazing.
Then he'll have to become the fourth evil Ewok.
It's just like, what are we talking about? Star Wars? Is that the that like
That's the one with Spock, right?
yeah.
Oh my god.
So what's that language that they speak? It's like, no, God, Howard, God damn it.
Howard, why are you man? Like, Jesus.
It's like, hey, you guys brought me on. It's like, yeah, that's a fair point. We were just trying to do some charity and help you out,
Oh
but
my
we
god.
don't even want to make an effort.
We felt bad we ruined your career after you bullied Kat.
Surprisingly, like I got a fair share of comments of people, listeners of his, like coming to my channel being like, oh my god, Howard's right, this girl's crazy. But I shockingly got comments of people who were like, heard about you on Howard Stern and like, I like your channel, just subscribed. I was like, thank God. He clearly didn't roast me too much into oblivion if some of y'all are sticking around. So
Well, you're not a neo-Nazi. You just react to Star Wars.
There's no such thing as bad publicity, Kat. Do everything you possibly can to get shit on or hate on, and things will go well for you. I promise you.
I'm clearly doing a good job. That other creator like trashed me in their one video that you found out of nowhere, Alex. So
yeah, just keep it going.
We're on a good roll.
It'll keep going. Haters come, and then good things happen. All right. On that note, we'll end. Like the stream, guys. Comment below what you guys think about Ahsoka so far. If you guys are excited for it. If you think it will be better than Kenobi, all sorts of good things you can put in the
one like equals one more percentage chance that we'll be seeing Jason Syndulla live action. So
and Howard Stern on the show.
Now, why would you go and say something like that?